Okay, so let's get to the heart of the matter. Um, if you really want to deliver content on a Moodle, the best way I find to do that is to compose a web page. So you can actually put written content up there, you can put videos up there, you can put images up there, you can ask, you can give them, if you go into my course and look at figuring, the figurative language lesson that I have for English 9, that's really there for to serve as a model for how I personally would deliver content in a Moodle. As you can see, all of these are web pages, right? Then there's a forum, then there's another web page, forum, etc. I always give an overview, and I really would suggest that you look at just the form and structure of how I do a lot of these things, just because you want it to be as clear as you can. So I'm delivering some information here, and then of course I have all of my YouTube videos that I have them looking at, and then I have my rubric about what's expected in the forum. I ask their questions. Basically, I just tell them in a very concrete way what it is that I expect. So you can do the same thing, and how you do that is you go to the block where you want to have it. So let's say I just wanted to add a resource here to block 8. So I want to compose a web page. And again, all these things work very similar. You definitely have to give the assignment a name, and I usually do use assignment, 3. Let's just do this web quest planning, okay? Now here you can write a summary about the lesson, but you don't need to do it there. I normally don't ever put anything there, but you can. But this is really where the content will go. So this is where you would actually, please read, whatever it is, or please view, or whatever it is. But then, you definitely want to. I always like to start off with. I would copy that, put that there, and then I would use my labeling. That's just me. I'm just like organizationally kind of crazy, and I would start with heading 1, and then I might fill it with some color, just for just to have some personality. And then if I wanted to put an image in here, so let's say I wanted to put an image, and again, a WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. All of these things, if you leave your cursor hanging over it long enough, it'll tell you what it does, but you can't break anything, so I highly encourage you just to play with all of these buttons. It's very similar to Word. You even have an undo button. All right? So let's say, well, let's start with something basic like an image. Let's say you're doing symbolism, or you're who knows what you're talking about, or you have an artifact. Maybe you take a picture of something for science, or it could be anything. So let's say first you have an image that you found on the web that works for you. Okay. First of all, make sure you're following copyright and fair use regulations, and you give credit to where you found it. So let's say I'm going to jump over here, and I'm just going to type in Apple. Okay. I'm going to go to images. Google Images is one of the best places to get images, basically, to be honest with you. So let's see. I like this apple here. So you want to click on the apple, and then you want to go over here, and you want to go to full size image. And when the image is just sitting on the page by itself, that is actually the URL that you want. Okay. So you copy that onto your clipboard, and then you jump back into your course. And this looks like a picture, so guess what? It is about pictures. So you want to add that there. So you actually go ahead and you just simply put the URL there. You just paste it right there. You always have to put a letter or something there. Don't ask me why, but it will not accept it unless you put a letter there. Just put a letter there. Okay? And then you say, okay, and boom, there it is. And you can actually click it, and you can size it. You can center it. You can do all these kinds of things, right? So that's an image that comes off the web. Now, what about an image like, let's say you took a picture of something that you want the kids to look at, or it was a picture of an experiment, or or an artifact, or whatever it is, but you have the file on your computer. Well, you're still going to go to the image button, but basically you have to bring the file into the Moodle and then link it within the Moodle, okay? And that's kind of complicated. It sounds very complicated, but once you do it a couple times, you'll get used to it, okay? So the first thing you want to do is you need to browse your computer down here to first say, where is that image? Okay, so I'm just going to pick this image, for no reason, just it's there, it's easy. So I'm going to say open. Remember what I said, you got to upload this image into your filing in your Moodle course. So you have to upload the file first, get it into your Moodle, okay? And depending on how big the image is or whatever, and your internet and your bandwidth, it can take, if it's a bigger file, it's going to take longer, obviously. So you always want to be somewhere where you have really good bandwidth, okay? Then I'm going to actually select the image, right? And see, now it sort of does that internal link for you. It's saying wherever you had the cursor on the web page, this is where this is going to link to this image. The file is in there. But again, you got to put that letter. Don't ask me why. It just likes it that way. And then bam, there's my image. Okay. So that's a big image. So obviously I'm gonna grab that guy and make him smaller. Oops, make him I'm grabbing the wrong thing. And then go all the way over here. And since it's such a big image, I mean, it's gonna take a while to get it down to size. Okay, well, anyway, it's a big image. I shouldn't have picked such a big image. Okay. So anyway, so that's how you add an image that's a file. Okay. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to go underneath my apple, move that down. Okay. So we've done an image that's URL, which is the apple. We've done an image that's a file where you have to bring the file in and then connect. But you also can actually give handouts to your kids. So you put your cursor where you want it. It's not showing it, but and now you're going to link to a file. And I know that sounds weird, and it says insert web link, but remember how I said that you actually have to bring files in and then actually connect? So let's say you wanted to hand out a PDF, or you wanted to hand out a rubric, or you wanted to hand out something. Very simply, just hand out something to your kids. It downloads onto their computer. I know it seems kind of counterintuitive. Oh, so I forgot. So whenever you do that, see, I don't know everything. Okay, so first of all, you want to say, okay, let's say it is chapter 1 of a play that maybe you just, you only have one copy of, so you're just, you're just going to give them chapter 1. You want them to read. So you have to actually say, you could also just say, click here for your directions, and you just highlight the word here. So it's completely up to you. And you just teach your kids that when things are highlighted, that they click on it and it'll come down to them. So this is the same thing. Originally, it will work as you can put a URL and link it to a place on the website. That's obviously, I'll show you how to do that in a second. But we're actually trying to bring a file in, okay, and then link the file so that it will be handed out to your kids. So it's the same process. You have to look at your computer, find that. This is about qualitative research. You're going to be so excited about that. So you open that file, and then you upload that file into your Moodle. And again, the bigger the files, the longer it'll take. But see, there it is now. So you click on it. It's going to make that internal connection. What I like to do, you don't have to do any target or don't mess with any of these. You do that with links, but not with a file. So you say, okay. And then I'm going to scroll down just so you can, I'm going to go ahead and save this so you can just see how that works. How a file, so here, when your student comes to this, they click on that and bam, that comes to them on their computer. So no more lost homework, no more I lost that rubric, no more go back to the Moodle and get it, go back to the Moodle and get it. So they can never say that they lost it or whatever, so that's really good. I'm going to say cancel because I don't need 2 copies of it. I'm going to go back to update this resource, which is the same as editing, and then I'm going to show you how to put a link in. And so it's the same kind of philosophy. You have to start with words. You might want to say click here to read about whatever, okay? Whatever that is. And then you highlight the words here, and now I'm going to actually take them to a, let's just say I take them to North Carolina State University, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to link, it's the same button, link, but now I am using a URL, so I am just going to paste that right there. And I tend to use new window because when I want kids to go out to a website, I don't want them to lose the Moodle. So I would always have it, when they're going to a site on the web, I always do new window, and you say okay, and we'll go ahead and save those changes. And right here, if you watch up here, you can see that a new window opened right here, a new tab opened, but the Moodle tab is still open, okay? So that's some real basics. You know, you just need to get in here and play and play and play. Again, I really suggest that you kind of take a look at my English lesson just for structure alone. You don't have to do everything that I do, but you know, just really, I just think it's really nice to have a really nicely laid out assignment that clearly tells kids what you want to do. You can give out content, you can send them to a website, you can deliver videos, you can do all sorts of things. So have fun building web pages.